Well, good morning and welcome to Morning Gospel Fuel with Mr. G. Um, it is Friday, December 3rd, the first Friday of Advent, and it is the feast day of Saint Francis Xavier. He was a 16th century priest, confessor, and missionary, and he is known as the Apostle of the Indies and Apostle of Japan, meaning he did some pretty impressive work. In fact, he is considered to be one of the greatest missionaries since Paul the Apostle. That's some pretty high remarks, that's for sure. So he must have been good, and so he is the patron saint of missionaries. Today's gospel is from Matthew chapter 9, verses 27 through 31. Let's begin in the name of the Father, Son, and Spirit. Amen. And as Jesus passed on from there, two blind men followed him, crying out, "Son of David, have pity on us." When he entered the house, the blind men approached him, and Jesus said to them, "Do you believe that I can do this?" "Yes, Lord," they said to him. Then he touched their eyes and said, "Let it be done for you according to your faith." And their eyes were opened. Jesus warned them sternly, "See that no one knows about this." But they went out and spread the word of him through all that land. What an interesting gospel. We got Jesus, the healing of the two blind men, in which Jesus, at the very beginning, he just passes by. He doesn't really acknowledge them, and he kind of lets them follow him, and he lets them seek him, um, which is interesting because they were blind, but there must have been something about Jesus that made them want to follow him through listening. And I think that that's very interesting. It's kind of like a challenge right there that are we listening to the presence of Jesus around us? And do we go to him through our listening, which can only be done in prayer, and also through the people that Jesus brings to us in our lives. But I think we can learn a lot about how to have a strong faith by these blind men. So what's also interesting is that Jesus asks them what they want. He says, "Do you believe that I can do this?" And then he asks them, "Do you actually believe?" He's asking because he wants to know the desire of our heart. He wants to know if we truly have that faith that being a Christian requires. Because who knows, if they would have said, "Nah, I really don't think you can do it," Jesus probably wouldn't have done it. Because there's some people that he didn't perform miracles to. Suffering does still take place, and people aren't healed of physical ailments quite easily, or even spiritual illness. So the challenge is, are we listening? Do we take time to hear and listen to the Lord in prayer? And do we have the faith and trust that these two blind men demonstrated in today's gospel? So, have a great day. God bless. Keep it real. In the Father, Son, and Spirit. Amen.